Today is Sunday, the day after. Yesterday, a psychopath, I'll just call him that, tried to assassinate President Trump. In the aftermath of it, both sides, the Democrats, the Republicans, the liberals, the conservatives, granted, everyone is in shock. Granted, they are. I was too. But everyone is casting stones. It seems like they're taking the lower ground. Everyone wants someone to blame. The shooter's dead. It's not good enough. It's not good enough justice. They want more. They want more blame. This video is not about blame per se. This video is about the what ifs. This is your wake up call, America. On Saturday, I was preparing to mow my lawn. Typical Saturday, normal thing that I do. I have a couple of acres. I get out, mow my lawn, relax, have a cold drink on the lawnmower, just, have a Saturday. Before I started doing my lawn work, I was watching a video of President Trump at a rally. It wasn't the Pennsylvania rally. It was the Las Vegas rally. The one that happened back in June. And they were talking about President Trump being out there in, I think, 105, 110 degree weather. And I was watching him, listening to him. He was talking about truckers, about comparing he kept calling it a gasoline engine, but it was a diesel engine. He kept correcting himself. Diesel engine. Going from from New York to California. Vice versa could be true. But he was talking about going from New York to California, and with an electric truck, it would have to stop 6 times, I think is what his quote was. And he said the diesel truck could go straight through, which we know is not true. But, he was throwing it out there as that. So, what ended up being the message there was the diesel truck, granted, would have to stop a couple of times, to fill up. The electric truck would have to stop 6 times for, several hours. And there's no charging stations for the electric truck, so it's just a hypothetical thing, right? Well, anyway, regardless of this, that's what got me interested, because I was listening to his story about truckers and everything. So the other thing was the heat and the setting. And I thought to myself, why is he always having outdoor venues? It just always seems like he has these outdoor venues. And at first I was thinking about the heat. And then it just, for some reason, my mind drifted off, or I was thinking, that's not safe. That is really not safe for a president to be surrounded by all these thousands of people. The fake news will not tell you how many thousands of people shows up at these rallies, but there's just thousands of people that show up in support of Trump. A lot of them can't even get into the rally, so they are outside of the perimeter listening in. And in fact, one of the guys that they interviewed had done just that. He was outside the venue listening. He said, I couldn't see Trump, but I was listening. Well, going back to this Las Vegas thing, I thought, if they're outside there, now granted, this was before I found out about the shooting, which is eerie to me. But if these people are outside of the venue, what I thought of was someone with a high-powered rifle that could shoot a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. And then I thought of President Kennedy in the motorcade down in Dallas. I mowed my yard. I did my yard work. I was having some issues with my mower. I came back in to text my wife. She was at work. And tell her that I was having some mechanical issues with the lawnmower and I was frustrated with it. And there was a text already on my phone that said, did you see the news? President Trump got shot at a rally. I didn't know what to think. I was just like, what? Like everybody's expression, what's going on? And it was so eerie that I was just thinking about this just an hour before. Folks, this video is about the what ifs. President Trump has almost single-handedly put down the administrative state. Vivek Ramaswamy is a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion. A lot of people don't like Vivek. They don't trust him. Okay? I think highly of Vivek myself. If he's fake, he's a very, very, very good imposter. Yes, he's very well spoken, a little too well spoken. But he's a very intelligent person. Now, watching this video, my mind was drifting off, thinking about Vivek. Rand Paul is another person. Ted Cruz, to a point. A lot of these people in politics are good people. Is anyone perfect? No. Trump himself is not perfect. Vivek is not perfect. A lot of people make mistakes. What this person did on the roof to Trump was not a mistake. That was an on purpose. What his reasoning, what his motive was, I don't know. I'm like everyone else. I have no idea. may never be found out. He may have just wanted his name to be famous. While I was watching that video, I was thinking, and my mind was just rolling, thinking about all of these people that could replace Trump. The what ifs, that's what kept going through my thought process. The what ifs, the what ifs. What if Trump didn't make it? What if the bullet wasn't going in his ear, but going in, I got to thinking about that. Who would replace him? Who would have this much impact on the administrative state, the deep state, the powers that be? Who would replace him? And then I got to thinking more about it. He has got support, but I don't know anyone that could replace him. Okay? So what is going to happen after, which it looks like now, if anyone had any doubts whatsoever about Trump being the next president, you can extinguish those right now. Extinguish your doubts. Okay? This was like the writing in the stone. This was the carving in the granite. It would take another act before Trump would not be president. Okay? I feel firmly in that. I do. There's an old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Trump has been through it all. He has been tried. He has been convicted. They're looking at sentencing. Now, on top of that, he has been shot. They tried to assassinate him. When I say they, I shouldn't say they. That man, that psychopath, tried to assassinate him. I'm not throwing stones. I'm not casting stones. I'm not taking the lower route. I'm thinking he's going to be president. Without a doubt. In my mind now, without a doubt, he is going to be president. Place your bets. Put it all on red. It's not going to be a red wave, as they say. It's going to be a red avalanche at this point. So, the what ifs is, what if he doesn't make it? Who would replace him? I don't know. Who would have this much impact that Trump has and has had? But it also got me to thinking, he's only got 4 more years. He had one term, skipped a term for Biden. Hey, legally, illegally, whatever, Biden got in there, okay? Now, Trump gets 4 more years. That's it. He can never be president again. Never be president again. It's his last go around, right? So, he has got to accomplish more in these next 4 years. He has got to try harder than he has ever tried. Remember that feeling you had when you heard the news. I remember the feeling I had of thinking about what could happen in Las Vegas. It didn't happen in Las Vegas. It happened in Pennsylvania. The Secret Service has been under a microscope ever since this happened. Everyone is looking for someone to blame. What I'm thinking is, what is going to happen after the next 4 years? My mind is going somewhere else. I have preached, I have begged, I have pleaded with truckers on this channel to unite. Not a union, not a political organization, not a lobbyist, just a bunch of truck drivers coming together and being a force to be reckoned with. There's 4 million truck drivers on the road, folks. If we had 10% united, we would be a force to be reckoned with. Look how much support Trump has. And then think about the what ifs if he wasn't here tomorrow. Who would carry the torch? Who would keep going? I don't know. We need to wake up. We all need to wake up. It is so easy for us to get in this routine of going to sleep and waking up and going to work and sending the kids off to school, having lunch at the same time every day. We are creatures of habit that we just do these things, right? While we are occupied, the administrative state is churning the gears behind us. It took someone like Trump to steer this in a totally different direction. Do you know how bad they want Trump to get out of this race? Now, with that being said, I'm not casting stones. I'm not going back to this shooting incident. I'm looking at the overall picture here. Just in general, the administrative state does not want him in power. It's already been shown they will go so far at lengths to keep him from winning the election. I'm not saying this shooter was a conspiracy. I don't think it was. I think it was one psychopath person with an agenda, whatever it was, and he got his results in a bad way. Poor decisions. Folks, we have to get behind this. This is our wake-up call. This is our wake-up call. That was the question that was asked to me earlier. What if Trump hadn't have made it? What if that bullet would have been that much over? That's not much. Just that much over. would we just throw our hands up and say, oh well, Trump's not here to support us, move along, go back to work? I'm not calling for violence. I never have called for violence on this channel. Never. What I have called for is unity. This is our wake-up call. This is it. We need to get behind this and help push it through. Not only politically, but in the trucking industry. Look what has happened to us since 1980, 44 years ago. The administrative state has been steamrolling over truckers, and we just sit and take it. We just sit and take it. Yeah, sure, we'll pop up and we'll have a convoy. Okay, we'll have a convoy, and then it fizzles out. Smoke and mirrors go away, and it's back to the normal day. Look, truck drivers are the hardest working people in the United States. I'm one, I know, okay? 70 plus hours a week. I know the time clock says 70. Stop working at 70, right? Right. You all know where I'm coming from. Some people don't work 70 hours. Some people work over 70 hours. But truckers work, and we work hard. But one thing that we refuse to do is to stick together. We just will not do it. We're too independent. Too hard-headed, too stubborn. We refuse to stick together. Well, I got into trucking so I can have freedoms, and your freedoms are being taken away every day by this administrative state. And you sit and allow it to happen. You do. I do too. Until I started this channel right here to push back. Put that into comparison with what happened yesterday with Trump. Trump is pushing so hard and pushing back on this administrative state. And look at the struggles, the headwinds. Folks, it wouldn't be that hard for us. All we have to do is come together, unite in one powerful voice, and push back. They have pushed us for 44 years. It's time for us to push back. Say no. We're not taking your rules anymore. We're not taking your cuts anymore. It is time for us to unite. If you can't do it for us as truckers, do it for Trump. He needs your support. Everybody needs to come together. If you agree with me, go down, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment your thoughts and ideas. I am going to be pushing back harder than I ever pushed back on this channel. We're just getting started. Let's go.